And you are waking up this morning to an air alert. You can see on this map all of western Pennsylvania is under a code red air quality action day.
Let's bring in KDKA First Alert meteorologist Ron Smiley to explain all this and what exactly it means.
All right, well, first off, we're going to start you off with the chart here. You can see we are in the red zone. So good, and then you have 5 levels when it comes to the concerning level of air quality. Now, a lot of times we're in an orange action day. That's the sensitive groups right there. Oftentimes, especially with some of the valleys that we have here, some of the warehouses and manufacturing that we have here, we'll get up into the orange just by itself. The red is it's fairly rare for parts of western Pennsylvania to see that, and a lot of times we need some help. How do we get the help? Well, today, unfortunately, the reason we're in the red is because of Canadian wildfire smoke coming in from the north. We also have cooler air in place this morning, sinking air, and that's going to push all of that particulate matter to the surface, and that's why we're at red. I was just looking at the map. The highest level right now, the worst air quality that we're seeing is around the Beaver Falls area. They're at 188 fine particulate matter at this point. Anything over 200, you start to drop into that purple range there. We actually have a chance for doing that. We're seeing some places actually over in Ohio that are very close to hitting 200 at this time. So today, poor air quality from wildfire smoke and local emissions is going to be the issue. It's unhealthy air for everyone, but there are some folks that stick out, including those that have both heart and lung conditions. Also, younger kids are also going to be at risk. We're going to be looking at poor air quality kind of rotating through the day, all day long today. Things will get better tomorrow. In fact, our air quality tomorrow is looking fantastic. Today, though, well, you can see the map right here. This is the air quality warnings that we have. Now, you're wondering about places like Wheeling, the Cambridge area. Your air quality is also poor. It's going to be actually probably even worse than what we're dealing with here in Pittsburgh. But each one of these alerts are issued from the state. So Ohio's handling things a little bit different than Pennsylvania. Your air quality, though, is just as low as what we're expecting here in western Pennsylvania. Hey, currently right now it's 61 degrees out there. It's mostly cloudy, and skies should be mostly cloudy today. Temperatures for most places are right there at 60 degrees. We're expecting a high temperature today of about 78. It's going to be damp. Can't rule out maybe a little drizzle or so. And clouds are expected actually to stick around start to finish. Well, at least this morning into the afternoon, we should see after about 5 o'clock some breaks. High temperature 78, 3 o'clock temperature 77. Heading into the afternoon, I have your noon temperature right there at 71. Want to get right over to your 7-day now. Show you what's going on there. Thursday, once again, it's going to be the best day, probably feeling day of the week. 83 your high. It's going to be feeling great. There is going to be some fairly thick morning fog around, and we're up to 87 for a high, probably the hottest day of the week on Friday.